we decided a prize should be awarded to 4 students each year, and that the prize should be called the Richard Chappell Prize. The criteria for the award, however, was not to be based purely on academic achievement, but it was for those students who had shown care and consideration to their fellow students in the English classroom, as these were 2 qualities that Richard prized so highly. And so, at Graham Hatch's presentation evening, the Richard Chappell Prize was awarded for the very first time. We wanted a way of having the names of the prize winners permanently recorded, and we decided that the best way would be to have a special book made which could be put on display. And so when the new library was built and it was decided to dedicate it to Richard, it seemed right that the book should be displayed here in the library and held in a special case. Right, this bookcase was brought through the staff's generosity, and I want to thank them for that. The book not only contains the names of the students who have won the prize, it also sets out the criteria for the awarding of the prize, and also a tribute to Richard that was written by members of the English department, who we're fortunate enough to have worked with him. I'd like to call upon Desmond to read that tribute, please.
A tribute to Richard Chappell. We all met Richard as members of his English department at St. Augustine School, near to the tragically early end of his full and fruitful life. In the short time we knew him, he became for us all a dear friend as well as a valued colleague. We hope that the prize will help to keep his memory alive and to continue the work of his rich teaching career. Richard was a kind, considerate and charismatic man. As a teacher, he inspired both the students he taught and those of us who worked with him. He had a deep love of English and an extraordinary knowledge of a wide range of literatures. He had the ability to recall just the right poem or story for it seemed like every occasion. There seemed to be no book he had not read. In addition to this, he was always supportive of his department colleagues and ready to listen and value their views. In the classroom, Richard was sensitive to the needs of his students, but above all, he had a gift for firing the imaginations of pupils of all abilities. And on many occasions, he drew sensitive writing from some of the school's supposedly toughest kids. They seemed to sense in him a genuine concern for their feelings. And above all, he shared with them a strong sense of justice and a belief in everyone's right to kind consideration. Richard will be missed, but never forgotten.
Right. I think because this is a very special occasion, the trustees of the Richard Chappell Fund decided that although the prize had been given to students in 1992 and 1993, that we would invite those students back and award them a very, very special prize. I would like to ask Mr. and Mrs. Chappell now, when I call the students' names up, to actually give those students a very, very special prize. In 1993, the prize was awarded to 4 Year 7 students. Cleo Hector, can you come up here? Cleo? Right, Sharifa insert. Sharifa. Thank you. Shema, how far you mean? Shema.
She's also a jolly good waitress.
And Nadine Thompson. Nadine.
Great, thanks so much.
And in 1992, the prize was actually awarded to 2 Year 10 students who are now, I'm pleased to say, are taking English A-level. They are Natasha MacDonald. Natasha. And Luna, Robert, Luna, please, Luna.
Okay, squeeze together, think of something slightly.
Okay, well done to both students. Before I hand over to Mr. Chappell, I just want to actually say that I'm proud to have known Richard. I'm fortunate to have worked with him, and the students who win the prize in the future, years to come, I hope will also be proud. Thank you very much.
And I would like to say a very warm thank you to all of those concerned in making this wonderful tribute to Richard possible. We, his family, have been deeply moved and greatly honoured by your generosity in naming this library the Richard Chappell Library. I can't think of a more fitting memorial to our son. Richard enriched the lives of so many people with his love of reading, and he loved his vocation. I feel strongly that Richard is here amongst us all this evening, and I'm sure, too, that he will continue to look down on you all with pride. Again, thank you all very much for honouring Richard's memory in this way. And I would like to say a very special thank you to a very special lady, Pandora.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
For all her kindness and kindness shown to us in our grief, and all her efforts. Thank you.
If you do have a glass in your hand, and if you haven't, imagine that you had. And I'd like to ask you to raise your glasses for the future of this library and for Richard Chappell as we knew him, as we'll always remember him. So may I say, please raise your glasses for Richard Chappell. Thank you. Right, now everybody, you may continue to eat, feast and be merry. We have a little while before we need to move from here, so please enjoy ourselves and talk to everybody to get to know each other.
Boise, she married from Boise, so her family lived out. We had bridesmaids. It's
Thank you.
There we are, let's have that. That's a wonderful photograph. Lovely. Okay.
Do you want one at the back?
Yeah.
Switch it on.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have a moment of your attention, just for a few moments longer. We're very nearly at the end of what I'm sure you will agree has been a wonderful, wonderful evening. But I don't think that this evening should go without saying an enormous thank you to the staff, a team of teachers who gave up their time, and their partners, of course, who supported them in this, who gave up their time, their food, and their care to make this evening happen. And the leader of that team, the driving force, without whom none of them is none of them. I promise you it will be the last. We have so much enjoyed having Mr. and Mrs. Chappell with us. I've made them promise to come to the next time we give the Richard Chappell Prize out, and they've promised me they will be there. But I'm sure you'd like to join with me in thanking them both and for letting me give Mr. Chappell this small dedication to you, and looking forward to it. Final wet blanket, but our site manager is here. It won't be long before he starts to twitch a little. So please feel free to enjoy the rest of the food and the wine for the last few minutes, and thank you. If we forget to say everybody.